Hello Home Slices, it's Kiara with Home Slice Adulting coming to you kind of late with my review for The Last OG. I just realized it's not kind of late, it's like 3 days late, goodness. And I didn't take notes on the episode, so all of this is going to be coming off of the top of my head. I had an interesting week this week, and I'm actually on my way out of town to attend the funeral of a loved one. So I am headed there now, but unfortunately I am stuck for the first time ever behind 2 trains. So since the car is stopped right now, I figured that I would go ahead and get started on this review since I'm just sitting here waiting for these trains to pass. So let's talk about The Last OG, some of the things that went on. We didn't see Tiffany Haddish's character at all, but I like how he starts off the show by talking about animals, and I can't remember what animal he used, but that animal mates for life, and he was saying that it was messed up that Tiffany Haddish's character Shannon didn't wait for him because they were supposed to be together for life, but instead she traded him in for some Arctic version of whatever animal he said it was. It was funny to me. But anyways, I really enjoyed the scenes at the halfway house with Cedric the Entertainer and some of the other guys that are there. They're very funny to me when they were talking about him having some testicular issues. Cedric the Entertainer's character, that was very funny to me. But it was interesting to see that his friend was trying to get him back into the dating game. And so they did the whole, you know, swipe right Tinder type of thing, and to see him trying to get back into the mode of like getting his sexy on, having somebody that he's romantically involved with to try to help and get him over his the way that he's so caught up with Shannon. So they try to take pictures, the whole photo shoot thing of him looking in different being in different locations, making different faces and poses and that kind of stuff was funny to me. It was also ridiculous. Yeah, very ridiculous. But anyways, he finally found a woman that he liked to go out on a date with. I think that she looks like a plus size Viola Davis. She's very pretty. She has dark skin, natural hair, and she calls him on FaceTime right after he gets out of the shower. And it's a really interesting idea that when people first meet up for a blind date or whatever, or if it's their first date, when they first meet, they have this awkward time saying hi and getting to know each other. So to get that out of the way, she Skypes him first so that they can already feel like they kind of know each other because they've met already. And I thought that was a really cute idea. Cedric the Entertainer tried to rain on his parade. I cannot remember Cedric the Entertainer's character's name, but he was saying, if you're not in this house by 11:59, there will be consequences because you do have a curfew. So in order to placate that, he tells Cedric the Entertainer that he can call up one of his girlfriends or whatever. And y'all, this train has stopped on this track. This is just my luck. It already takes like 5 hours to get from my house to my mother's house where I'm gonna be staying in Houston. But this train is just holding me up. I'm annoyed by this. But moving on, I have an opportunity to get this out the way, so I'm being productive, right? But anyways, so Trey tells Cedric the Entertainer, you call up one of your friends, we're gonna have a double date. So y'all, the train is going backwards. The train was almost done. Was almost done going one direction, and now it's like going in reverse. I cannot right now. I cannot. But anyways, and I don't know my way around this area, so I don't want to get lost or nothing. This sucks. It really does. But moving on. Shoot, I forgot what I was talking about. So he tells Cedric the Entertainer they'll do a double date or whatever if he can find somebody to go with. So earlier in the show, Big Country tried to hook up Trey with some hooker that he just got off the street or whatever, and she throws her panties to him and whatnot. But anyways, he goes on this date, he meets up with her, and they go to a restaurant that he was, if y'all remember from like a couple episodes ago, he was trying to get a job as like the head chef at. Now, if y'all remember from that episode, he gave the assistant manager a taste of his dessert loaf, and if y'all remember, his that guy really enjoyed the dessert loaf. Now, when we get to the restaurant, they only have a table for two. So when Cedric the Entertainer and the hooker that Big Country tried to set Trey up with shows up, he's like, oh, we don't have room for you, y'all get another table. And Cedric the Entertainer's like, so we not gonna split a calamari? Cedric the Entertainer was being so cheap. And y'all, when he said, let me get the number 71, y'all, that was so funny. And the waiter was like, that's not the menu number, that's the price. And he was like, oh really? Okay, well, let me get one of these number 9s. So here's the problem that I have. That restaurant stole Trey's dessert loaf idea, and when I tell y'all that boiled my blood. You don't hire the man, but you steal his idea and recreate it. Now, the fact that Trey gave him basically the ingredients to the dessert loaf, if y'all remember that, and the fact that Trey was so willing to let it go, and the lady was like, basically, you're just telling me that you're not able to afford a good lawyer, which basically is it. But that just bugs me so much. I hate when people steal from other people and take credit for their things, and that's just the experience of minorities, is having things stolen from them and not being given credit for it. That's just the way that it goes, and I hate that, and that just made my blood boil when I saw that freaking dessert loaf. Oh, that pissed me off so freaking much. Hopefully he has some type of remedy for it later on in the season. Trey kind of let it go too easily for me. But moving on, I forgot to mention that during the little FaceTime Skype situation, Trey called his date Shay. I can't even remember his date's actual name. He called her Shay 3 times during the date, and she ended up basically breaking up with him and saying that you're fun, I like you, and everything. You know, she had kids, and she was saying, you know, that she wanted to explore what could happen with Trey, but unfortunately he's not over his ex, and it's very clear to see that. And so he gets on the subway so he can make it back in time for curfew, and excuse me, and y'all, this train finally passed. But anyways, she makes it back, he makes it back or whatever, and on his way on the subway, as the doors were about to close, he was saying how good he thought the sex was going to be with her, and she was like, it's world class. It was very funny to me, and I thought she was very sweet, and I think that she and Trey can have a really good relationship. So I hope to see her character again. It's just that Trey needs to get over the fact that Shay has moved on with her life and has been married to Josh for like years now. So as much as Trey's character wants his family to be a nuclear family with Shay, him, and the kids, they already kind of have that with Josh, and I think he needs to just settle for being in the kids' lives and not being in Shay's life. Because I would hate to see Shay falling back in love with Trey. If y'all hear that in the background, that's my GPS telling me where to go. But y'all, that's the end of my review. Oh, at the end of the episode, when Cedric the Entertainer took out his little sex kit full of all of the sawdust, like, who put sawdust in a sex kit? And then he's like, oh, sign this non-disclosure agreement. It was very funny to me. But y'all, I'm gonna get on this road. I got a 5-hour road trip ahead of me, so hopefully can get through with that. I need to get something to eat, and yeah, I'll be in Houston this weekend. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you think about The Last OG. I was expecting it to be a little bit funnier than it is, but it's still interesting enough. It's still holding my interest. So hopefully things kind of pick up for me, and I really hope that they find a way to have more funny moments with Tiffany Haddish's character once we see her again. But thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out, home slices.